The year was 1887. The city was drowning in smoke, iron, and noise. Horse carts rattled across wet stone streets while factory soot drifted through the freezing morning air. And above the people of France, nothing stood. No tower, no monument, no symbol of Paris. Only mud, only steel beams, and one impossible idea. A structure so massive, people believed it would collapse under its own weight. But just 2 years later, that impossible idea would become the most famous tower on Earth. This is the unbelievable story of how the Eiffel Tower was built. France wanted to shock the world. The country was preparing for the 1889 World's Fair, a gigantic international exhibition celebrating 100 years since the French Revolution. The government wanted a centerpiece, something the world had never seen before. Then, an engineer named Gustave Eiffel stepped forward with a terrifying proposal. A tower made almost entirely from iron, over 300 meters tall. At the time, that was taller than any structure humanity had ever built. People thought he was insane.
Parisians hated the idea immediately. Artists called it ugly. Writers called it monstrous. Newspapers mocked the design relentlessly. More than 300 famous artists and intellectuals signed protests against the tower. They believed the giant iron structure would destroy the beauty of Paris forever. But Eiffel ignored every insult because he believed the impossible could be engineered.
Construction officially began in January 1887. The first challenge wasn't building upward. It was surviving the ground beneath them. Workers had to dig massive foundations beside the River Seine. Cold water flooded the construction pits. Mud swallowed equipment. And giant wooden scaffolds collapsed under pressure. Every day was dangerous. But slowly, steel began rising from the earth. The tower wasn't built randomly. Every single iron piece was calculated with extreme precision. More than 18,000 metal parts were manufactured in factories outside Paris, then transported piece by piece to the construction site. Each section had to fit perfectly. Even a tiny mistake could destroy the entire structure. Somehow, it worked. As the tower climbed higher, fear climbed with it. Workers balanced on narrow iron beams hundreds of feet above Paris. No modern safety equipment, no harness systems, only courage. And unbelievably, very few workers died during construction. For the 1880s, that was almost unheard of. Eiffel had enforced strict safety rules long before most companies cared about worker protection.
The deadline was brutal. France needed the tower completed before the World's Fair opened in 1889. So construction continued through freezing winters, heavy rain, and violent winds. Day after day, night after night. More than 300 workers assembled the tower like a giant steel puzzle in the sky. And the higher it rose, the more impossible it looked. Then, finally, March 1889, after 2 years, 2 months, and 5 days, the impossible tower was complete.
Gustave Eiffel climbed to the very top himself. Above him, only clouds. Below him, all of Paris. The tallest structure on Earth. Built from iron. Built from mathematics. Built from human obsession.
But here's the strange part. The Eiffel Tower was never supposed to stay. The original agreement said it would be destroyed after 20 years. Many Parisians still hated it. But then, something unexpected happened. Scientists discovered the tower was perfect for radio transmission, which suddenly made it valuable. And that single discovery saved the tower from demolition.
Today, more than 7 million people visit the Eiffel Tower every year. What was once called ugly became the symbol of France itself. A structure people laughed at, a design people protested, a tower people wanted destroyed. And yet, it survived long enough to become immortal. Sometimes the craziest ideas in history are the ones that change the world forever. If you want more interesting historical construction videos, subscribe to my channel. I was there, and we'll go there together.